Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to Tay TV. In my reaction video, I will be reacting to the Boruto anime. It's about to be over for now. Before I get into this video, I want to let you guys know that I'm kind of glad that the Boruto anime is about to be over so they can fix the animation so the animation can get better by time in the manga when the time skip. It's getting ready to happen and the cold arc is going to be even better. But so far I'll say Naruto Shippuden animation is way better. Boruto anime needs to get to the animation like Naruto Shippuden, but this is a good chance for them to fix the Boruto anime and fix everything up. So this is going to be good, and this is going to be hold up. But I'm gonna get straight into this video.
Come bearing absolutely horrendous, horrible news. Subscribe and hit that bell to get more. I keep you updated on everything, yeah. For a certain section of the fandom, but at the same time, I feel like this is actually good news that you will appreciate maybe down the road. I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible about this news because it refers to or pertains to the Boruto Naruto Next Generation's anime. Let's go. The time. A lot of people right now, you probably already are telling by the title what happened, but you're probably like, well, what are the details? Exactly what is going on right now? Because, yeah, word broke today that the Boruto Naruto Next Generation's anime is going on an indefinite hiatus. You could argue it is temporarily canceled. You could say whatever you want, but essentially after X amount of time, it will be going off air with no definitive return date in sight. However, we got a little bit of insight as to what might be happening. Again, we're going to keep it all in the rumor pile, but in terms of what is actually happening, seemingly based off these leaks, Boruto's anime is coming to an end. And for starters, before we get into all the details, one of the things I got to say is that, yes, it is a disappointing factor. Yes, it is a kind of like negative thing in terms of for people that, if you really just love watching Boruto anime, first of all, kudos to you, because at the end of the day, everybody is allowed to like what they want, regardless of what anybody's opinions are. If that's what you're into, Boruto's anime, you love watching it, then who the hell are we to say you're not supposed to like it, even if it... No. So definitely, I know and I understand that people that watch this faithfully every single week are going to be somewhat heartbroken. You know, it is what it is. On top of the fact that people like myself, when Boruto's anime gets to the good stuff, like, you know, the canon stuff from the manga, or even some of the anime original stuff, I always reference the Deepa arc or whatnot. Those things are good. The flashback arc when Boruto and Sasuke went back in time, even though it had its problems, that was really fun and an enjoyable experience. So there's definitely a lot of times where I myself love the Boruto anime. In fact, the last Boruto anime video I made, I said, yo, it's kind of hype again, it's pretty good, and I was even planning on today filming, hey, here's my thoughts on the latest episode, here's what's going down, here's all of that good stuff. However, based on what has been announced, yeah, it looks as though after the next, I want to say 3 episodes, we got 3 more episodes of Boruto to go, and then Boruto anime will be going off air. Let's actually read quickly what was said and we'll carry on, because this is a big one. This is a big one, folks. According to recent magazine leaks, Boruto's anime is set to go on an indefinite hiatus from April 2023. Insider reports claim it will be a 3-month hiatus, but there's no confirmation of this. No official announcement has been made, but yeah, if this is leaks from the magazines, more than likely it's probably from Jump. They probably were like, hey, it's happening. And again, in April, so that means we've got about 3 more episodes probably of this month, and then boom, that's it. And yeah, it's wild though. Now that I think about it, what is up with Studio Pierrot ending stuff at the end of March?
So, since they're going on this hiatus when the Boruto anime come back, I could already tell it's about to be even better though.
They end the Black Clover anime at the last day of March. Now they end the Boruto Naruto Next Generations anime basically at the end of March. What is up with that? It's like the March ends at the end of March or something like that. Kind of wild. But on top of all of that, it makes me think like, okay, yes, it is a negative for people that love Boruto anime. Yes, it's a negative for people that are enjoying right now, that like it's kind of hyping. I also kind of now in retrospect look at a lot of people's concerns of like, yo, they kind of blitzed through this anime canon stuff really quick. That's probably because this was already planned of, yeah, we're not going to keep it going for right now. It's going to be coming to an end at some given point in the very near future. And that's probably why the canon stuff that's been happening recently ended up going the way it did, because basically, yeah, it's going to be coming to an end. So that's probably why they were rushing through things, which this is, again, very typical for Studio Pierrot. And I'm going to tell you how typical, because not only Black Clover, some people have said that about Black Clover. I remember Bleach in the last time it was on before the 1,000 Year Blood War, I'm talking about back in 2012 with the Fullbring arc. A lot of people complained that the last 5 or so episodes was rushing, like they were putting 5, 6, 7 chapters an episode. And again, that's what Studio Pierrot does. Also, it's also very strange how Studio Pierrot does some things. Like they don't necessarily align things for like, because wouldn't it have made more sense to just keep the Boruto anime going until right before the time skip happens, and then whenever it returns, boom, Boruto Z. But instead of doing that, they end it, because they're probably going to end it with the final thing that happens in this arc, this Code returns and Kawaki, all of that stuff. They're probably going to end a lot of those things with this arc right here, which still there's quite a bit, because the manga isn't even necessarily at the time skip just yet. So they're going to put it on hiatus before we even hit the time skip, which is what they did with with Black Clover as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think like with Black Clover they started the time skip and then shortly into it ended. It is really bizarre what they be doing Studio Pierrot. Or with Bleach, they started the time skip with the Fullbring arc and all of that jazz, and then they ended there. It's very bizarre. Studio Pierrot, sometimes I question a lot of the reasoning behind why they, I mean, bottom line, it has to be either financially or capabilities, or maybe ratings have finally arrived. Maybe it's finally caught up with Studio Pierrot of like, hey fam, yo, a lot of people really like when Boruto anime is doing some really awesome stuff. The Kara arc, Jigen, Ishiki, all of that jazz. And even right now, this new arc that's happening, people love that stuff. But when it goes into anime canon, maybe a lot of those people that were really gung-ho about Boruto anime have finally moved the hell on. And I would attribute a lot of that to some of the decisions they made over the last year and some change. I'm going to just keep it real. The Himawari goes to school arc was not it, fam. It was not it. There was the arc with the Boruto crime meme. It was not it. So a lot of the decisions that they've been making for, the Boruto anime have been very meh, and have probably also led to the reasoning behind this. On top of that, of course, scheduling, because I know a lot of people are going to come in with the anime expertise. They are sitting right next to the president of Pierrot in their minds, and they're going to tell me, hey, it's because it's at the third. Cool beans, fam. But things that are massively successful and going crazy, unless there's some type of strategy like what they do with Demon Slayer, how they kind of just give you here and there at the end of the manga, most of the time it's because like, yo, it's just, it needs re-strategizing. It's not working right now. And the Boruto anime hasn't had high ratings. Like, I remember, I think they rated like characters and whatnot, and the only time there was like ever a big rating that actually blipped on the screen was like when Kawaki fought against Garo. I think that was like one of the only moments that really kind of made a splash or anything, which is kind of wild. And I'm talking about in Japan. In the US, when Ishiki and Naruto and Sasuke and all that stuff went hype, it went crazy. But then that's a whole other discussion that we don't need to go down to on the Boruto series, how it relied for a very long time on Naruto and Sasuke. I think, honestly, as disappointing as it may seem at first, this is going to be a blessing in disguise, that whenever Boruto does return, or whatever they decide to do with the Boruto-Naruto franchise moving forward, it's probably going to be like, yo, you know how absence makes the heart fonder? You know how like, hey, if it's not around, people are going to be like, oh snap, maybe it's time to give it a try, especially if they return and the way they market it and stuff like that. There's endless possibilities of giving this thing a break and the good that'll come out of it. So despite, yes, some people are going to be disappointed, to be honest with you, I'm going to come into this one with a super positive mindset of this is for the best right now. It is absolutely for the best, because we blitzed through this Code arc and all of this stuff. Where do we go from here? We go back to anime original stuff. We go back to teams that nobody cares about. We go back to Himawari School. We go back to things that just aren't that interesting and are going to just further and further skip the Boruto name down the rabbit hole of nobody caring and people just having a disdain for this thing. I think also kind of how I made a video not that long ago, you should check it out, where I basically briefly spoke about that it looks like they're potentially gearing up to do something new with the Naruto franchise outside of Boruto. Maybe that could be the reason as well. Like, I'm kind of wondering, well, so if Piro doesn't have Black Clover, right? They don't have the Black Clover anime. The Black Clover movie has been delayed. What is Piro going to do? Especially considering Naruto and Boruto are their two biggest franchises. Where are they going to go with it? I mean, I guess Bleach, Nostalgia, and Blood War, is that all they're going to be focusing in on? Or maybe they could take this opportunity. Again, if that whole it'll return after 3 months thing is legit, that would be great. A seasonal break, come back with more canon, and maybe by then the Boruto manga will be at the time skip, and then boom, it could nicely transition into that. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe they don't want to do any more anime original in the current timeline of Boruto because it's kind of like, it's really gave Boruto a horrible name, especially in the West. So maybe that could be the case as well. Could be production issues. It could just be that the staff that's...
When the Boruto time skip happens, Boruto is going to be a much better show, and the characters is going to be different.
Been working on Boruto for going on, 6-7 years now, have finally said, yo, how about you let us draw something else, bro? We're sick of this. Could be that too. Although I understand that the staff being sick of it doesn't really have the biggest push on making things happen, but I'm just saying, they've been doing the Boruto anime for 6 years, manga's been going on for 7 years. Maybe this is a good thing to give it a bit of a breather, and when it returns, make it, go straight forward into the time skip, or it'll still have a little bit, which is kind of really good stuff that's happening in the manga right now too. Maybe they'll adapt all of that, and then boom, go straight into the time skip. So I'm not going to look at it as disappointing. I'm not even going to be upset or sad about it. This is actually a very good thing. Give it a break. Let it come back. Let the manga chapters stack up as well, because there's plenty good things that's happening in the manga right now. I feel like this is definitely also an indication that, time skip is happening ASAP. Summertime, I'm going to call it July the latest. Time skip is 100% happening, and we're going to be there, and it's going to be freaking awesome. But unfortunately, for people that do love watching the Boruto every week, Boruto anime is coming to an end after 3 more episodes, and it's rumored to be returning after 3 months, but there's no confirmation there. We just know that this might be the end of the Boruto anime for a while. We don't know if they'll do a Bleach 10-year break. Will they do, a small break? But for now, yeah, it's a Rizzy for a bit. Let me know what you think. How do you feel? You sad? You glad? You feel like this is a good opportunity for them to re-strategize and reorganize? And your real thoughts of this? Boruto, Naruto, Next Generations, Indefinite Hiatus. Yeah, have an awesome day.